to another edition of This Week in Disc Golf. It is Wednesday, October 19th. I'm Charlie Eisenhood. Let's talk about what happened this week. Well, of course, we had the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. Over $300,000 on the line with $35,000 going to the winners. And we get a chance to take a look at the action from Nevin Park in Charlotte. Let's dive right in. Johnsonville bratwursts showing up, but not like Barbasol, the presenting sponsor of the event. Saw a lot of Barbasol out there on the course. And Haley King back out there after skipping the playoff events. She is in the play-in, trying to make her way into the quarterfinals. Jessica Weiss, she's in, so she moves on. Exciting round. Haley King through as well. We go to quarters. So Missy Gannon getting her day started with a birdie. Big money Missy doing her thing. Remember, you got to finish top 4 if you want to make it to the next round. Been a great season for Valerie Mondahano. And with shots like that, that is how she won some events earlier this year. And how about that from Sarah Hokum? Throwing it in on 17. She goes to 18. In decent position, but it's a battle for the last spot. And she gets her upshot a little short of where she'd like to be. Still in jump putting range, but look at Evelina Salonen, the higher seed, can birdie here. And if Hokum does not birdie, then Salonen will advance to the next round. So Evelina puts it under the basket. Here's Hokum. What was this? She doesn't go for the putt, maybe didn't understand the situation, and it means that she is going home. Evelina through to the semis. So we go to semis, Paige Pierce. Smooth. But the scorecard, not so smooth. Owen Scoggins from distance. She's been doing it all season long, folks. And there is your tour points champion, Kristen Tatar. And her control off the tees has been fantastic. Valerie Mondahano carving the line. She's trying to get through to the final. Bang. That's a big birdie on 16, and that's going to put her through. She makes it into the final along with Scoggins, Gannon, and Tatar. Early, Gannon had a lead, but Tatar starts to pick it up. Owen Scoggins gets the birdie to get back to even par on 9, but Tatar with a 2-shot lead. Clutch tee shot. And it's a 4-shot lead now for Tatar. Missy Gannon had that birdie putt, chance to overtake Mondahano. Now Mondahano for par. Big money putt right here. Off the band. So Valerie Mondahano loses out on thousands of dollars with that miss, as she and Missy Gannon will have to split the third place money. But it's all over. Kristen Tatar taking home $35K as the winner, and some love from Owen Scoggins. And what a season for the world champion here in 2022. Let's hear what she had to say after yet another win and another podium finish.
Thank you, everybody who's been following disc golf. The fans are incredible. There's so many of you out there. Just a huge thank you. And for everybody who's like behind the cameras and behind the scenes that we don't see every day, huge thank you to everybody. It's been an incredible year.
So Kristen's season is going to go down as one of the best ever, as she finishes on the podium at every single event this season. And just a truly dominant stretch after she came back to the United States for the back half of the season, winning the World Championships and now the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. It's going to be a lot of accolades this offseason for Kristen for what she did in 2022. Let's talk MPO. It is a little nightmarish out there on Nevin sometimes, isn't it? Not for the mere mortals, but these pros show you how to get it done. We're in the play-in round. Thomas Gilbert looking good. And Big Germ finds his way through to the next round. It was a slog to watch the guys play it out there on day one in the rain, though. But much better action later in the weekend. Drew Gibson. What a great woods player Drew is. Such a good thrower of putters and mid-ranges. Bradley Williams. Slicing and dicing up to the bullseye. And then one of the big stories from last weekend, USDGC, Nicholas Antila, back-to-back birdies on 15 and 16. He's going to get in. And Mason Ford moving on as well. So that takes us into the quarterfinals. Competition starting to heat up a little bit. Here's Isaac Robinson, Idlewild winner. A sign of things to come for the young Robinson. Aaron Gossage bangs it home. Double fist pump. You know he was looking for that one. Antila at it again. Turnover backhand. Oh, put it in. Nicholas Antila with the jam for an eagle on 15. What a shot. Maybe the shot of the tournament. Although maybe Ricky Wysocki's got something to say about that a little bit later in the weekend. He's not even playing yet because we're not the semis. Kyle Klein, ooh, that one goes skipping up over the wall and out of bounds, but you know what? No problem. He's still got a big enough lead, and with his seed, he will get through to the semis. So Gannon Buhr, USDGC champ. Yeah, he's still got the putter going here at Nevin. Not a problem. There's Wysocki. Cannon the long putts as well. You know McBeth sure like to win this tournament to close out the year. Coming up short at USDGC. It's a nice putt from Isaac Robinson. And he's got a bogey-free round, and that is something that's difficult to do out here at Nevin. And that shot from Calvin, that's not going to get it done, and he's not going to move on. So we go to the finals. It's Isaac Robinson, Gannon Buhr, Paul McBeth, and Ricky Wysocki. Early on, Robinson looking really sharp, bringing some of the shot making that he had in the previous round through to this final. Remember, everybody's starting at even par again today. You don't carry your score through to the next round. Wysocki, a little forehand magic. McBeth in a little bit of trouble. And that's not ideal. Wysocki zips it up to the basket, off the bottom of the basket. And a huge birdie putt for Robinson on 15 as things are starting to heat up. It's tied at the top between Wysocki and Robinson. But you see Ricky in a bit of trouble in the thick shrubs, and Robinson has a birdie putt to take the lead, and he can't put it in. Misses it left side. We haven't seen him miss a putt like that all weekend. Maybe looking a little nervous. So Buhr in for the birdie. He's still in the hunt. McBeth is at this point pretty much out of it. So we go to 18. Gannon Buhr down just a stroke, trying to go roller to give himself a chance to birdie and maybe get into a playoff, and it does everything but curl back in bounds. No, sir. That's going to do it for his chances. Wysocki's got a birdie. This has been one of the hardest holes on the course this weekend. And the power forehand circles edge. Robinson trying to put the pressure on, get it close. And he's at 15 feet. So Wysocki for birdie from distance. Yes, sir. So he gets the rare birdie on 18, and we're going to a playoff to decide who's going to win $35,000. Robinson takes the tee first. Good shot, conservative shot. Much more aggressive look here from Wysocki, testing the OB left side. And that is excellent. Great position for Wysocki, about where he was at the end of regulation on hole 18. So Robinson, not really an opportunity to go for the green. Wysocki goes back to that same hyzer forehand, and he might as well have put it in the same spot, just outside the circle, and he puts it in for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship crown. For the first time, both points winners on the season take home the championship. Ricky Wysocki, $35,000 richer. Let's hear from the 5-time winner here in 2022, Ricky Wysocki, after his win here at the Pro Tour Championship.
Lots of adrenaline. Coming into the week, I had a feeling it was going to come down to 18, and for the most part, everyone was just getting pars, and I was down one, and I had to get real aggressive off the tee, and I just missed the Mando tree and got into a great spot, and I was able to capitalize and lean on my forehand, which is my go-to, and I felt really comfortable with that shot and threw it almost inside the circle twice there at the end.
So that brings us to our Stat Mando stat of the week. It concerns both Kristen and Ricky's wins. Kristen Tatar became the first player to crack the $100,000 single-season tournament earnings mark. And for a couple of hours, she was the record holder for most money ever earned in a single season. But when Ricky Wysocki won his $35,000, he broke her record by just a little bit, and he now holds the title for most money earned in a single disc golf season, $105,776. So congratulations to both of them for record years and likely player of the year wins in their future from the Disc Golf Pro Tour, but the voting still has to come. The media will be voting, and then we'll take a look at how everything shakes out in a few weeks. Well, although we've only been in the offseason now for a couple of days, we've already got some hot stove news to talk about, if you can believe it. Kyle Klein has re-signed with Discmania for 4 years. It'll keep him with the company through 2026. He first signed with them in 2019. He's been on a significant upward trajectory. He said, quote, "They've pretty much been the company that in my mind I best fit in with. Growing up in the sport, my whole bag was pretty much Discmania before I started my sponsorship with them. It just meant a lot that they've got my back always and that they've been with me throughout this whole journey." Although specifics of the new deal were not announced, he does have a guaranteed 6-figure annual income with room to grow on top of that through disc sales and other opportunities. And so Kyle Klein becomes another player with Discmania to sign a long-term deal alongside Eagle McMahon and Simon Lizotte. In even bigger news, Calvin Heimberg signing a 5-year extension with Innova. It's going to keep him with the company through 2027. He was one of the most talked about players for the upcoming free agency period, and a lot of speculation about where he might land, but he's going to be staying with Innova. He's getting a signature Toro, and we shouldn't expect to see him go anywhere anytime soon. He said, quote, "I think Innova matches up with me super well as a player. I can just completely focus on disc golf. I don't have to worry about anything else besides going out and playing the game that I love." There were no specifics released about Calvin's new deal. That's pretty typical of Innova contracts. A player of his caliber, though, would be expected to be making in the mid-6 figures based on what we know about players like Kyle Klein getting 6 figures, and of course, Ricky Wysocki and Paul McBeth setting the minimum of $1 million a year standard at the highest level of the game. Speaking of Paul McBeth, let's take a look at our social media minute. We'll pop over to Paul's Instagram. He says the 2022 Disc Golf Pro Tour is a wrap. I finished 4th in the DGPT finals. Overall, I had a great year. but for my standards, it was subpar. I'm eager to make this move to Florida and get my offseason started. I don't want to show up to tournaments and doubt my skill set. I want to be confident in all facets of my game. 2023 will be a great year, I promise you that. So McBeth, already motivated to get moving for the upcoming season in 2023. Well, we know the season has come to an end, but it doesn't mean that tournaments are over. We've got a couple of Silver Series events coming up that begin the 2023 tour. You can already earn points. But first, we got to talk about big money skins. That's on tap this weekend at Eagles Crossing. And the OTB Skins crew is going to be working with Eagles Crossing to do a huge $100,000 payday out there for the players, 50 grand to the winner. So $35,000, that's a big payday at the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. 50 grand for winning the skins match. So up to 96 players will get their tournament started on Friday, and then it'll cut down 2 rounds on Saturday, cutting down to 48 and then to 16. And then 4 players will play on Sunday in the finals. And of course, there's skins available on all of these holes, so players can be earning, in many cases, thousands of dollars just for winning skins on individual holes. And the winner is guaranteed to walk away with 50 grand. You can find out more information at bigmoneyskins.com. And it's a little bit of a complex scoring format, but you want to win your card. And you can also get through as a wild card in some of the earlier rounds. And basically, go out there, play good disc golf, beat your competitors, win skins, and you're going to be in good shape, taking home some dollars. All of the previous winners on OTB Skins from this season have been invited to compete. And we are going to see a lot of top players, including Eagle McMahon, who recently said, well, I said I wasn't going to play again this year, but I am. And he's going to be heading over to Eagles Crossing to give his shot, try to win 50 large. The tournament is going to be streamed live on livediscgolf.net. It's going to cost $14.99 to watch live. And they're hiring a production company to run fiber, create a network, set up a satellite truck. So they're working with an actual sports production company to try to put this broadcast on. We'll see how it all turns out, but it's certainly a very ambitious project, something that we've become accustomed to seeing from Eagles Crossing. We've seen millions of dollars go into the course, and now we're going to see tens of thousands of dollars going into this skins match and 6 figures going into just the production of the live coverage. So you can find that again at livediscgolf.net. More information about the tournament at bigmoneyskins.com. We'll be back with you next week for another edition of This Week in Disc Golf as we transition into more off-season content. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.